After- Good afternoon here. This is Yinka Adeshola. As you all know me, I'm a farmer, typical farmer. This afternoon we'll be discussing farm irrigation system. What do you understand by farm irrigation system? You see, what do you understand by farm irrigation system? This season, why am I bringing this story? Let me tell you a small story. In Israel, Israel in the Bible, in our Bible, for those of us that are Christian, Israel is known to be the God's favorite. But you find out that despite that Israel is the God's favorite, God did not give them sufficient water. Yes. Now, when God did not give Israel sufficient water, despite being the God's favorite in our Bible stories and everything, so what did they do? They look at it. If we don't have extra water to plant our crops, absolutely we will not get food. They are suffering. So what did they do? They sat down and put their brains together and they decide, okay, we need to find a way. Imagine they have rainfall, but the rainfall was not sufficient enough, as in maybe they have just few drops and everything and the rain is gone. But they notice that the water is always wasting. When the rain is falling, the water is always going different directions and everything, just going, flowing away. So they sat down, see, when even if it's just one rain that fall, and the rain always produce some water and the water flow away and the excess one flow along the road. Then they discover and say, okay, what if we find a way to store this water, this rainwater that is, instead of allowing them to fall on the ground and flow away, why don't we stop the water? So they designed a system. They were able to harvest the rain. Now, you're welcome if you're just joining us. They were able to harvest the rain. How did they harvest the rain? They find a way of collating rooftops and every other thing. They did some mini dams, mini excavations and everything, and they were able to do rain harvesting. They got some of the water. Now, this water, they want to use it to farm. They harvest the water. When they harvest the water, they were using it to farm. They now discover they have to be hand wetting or moving water, which reduces the quantity of things that they can do on the farm. So they thought of another way again. How can we get this water to the farm without hand wetting or without doing all these things? So they thought of irrigation system. Okay, what if we design a system that you don't need to use hand, you don't need to be carrying one watering can and moving from one place to another because it's stressful, it's labor intensive and every other thing. So they thought of using a designed irrigation system. And that's what we call drip irrigation system. Now, why am I bringing up this story? If you are a farmer for this year, you see, whenever I'm talking about anything, most times it doesn't affect people in Lagos, people in riverine area. I don't want to start explaining the process because the video is not going to take, I just want to do some brief one. If not, I will have the process by which Lagos have water. Lagos is close to a large body of water. Because Lagos is close to a large body of water, there's always evapotranspiration, and the evaporation always form a cloud. And when the cloud is forming, it comes back as rainfall. That's why Lagos is always having water. So when those of us in the extreme, when we start complaining and say we don't have water, there's no rain and everything, we are not close to a large water surface. So we don't have anything producing rain that is doing water cycle for us. So that's why I said I'm not discussing. This is not about Lagos people. Now, for people in the rural side or people that are far away from the water body that is in Lagos, I've briefly explained why Lagos is always having rainwater. But you can also decide within yourself how many farms do they have in Lagos? How many places are they cultivating in Lagos? So, Lagos cannot decide how there will be food scarcity or whatever will happen to our food system. It is out of Lagos. It is right there at sketch. Now, let's come back to the outskirts. I've just told you the story of Israel, how they developed the system to favor themselves and every other thing. Despite the fact that in our Bible stories, they are supposed to be God's favorite. Yes, God did not favor them with rainfall. Now, in the rural side now, you know the way rain has been doing this year. Like this is June in my side. Normally, rain usually starts around March, April. But now this is June. Some people have gambled. You know what I mean by gambling? Most farmers, 99% or 90-something% of farmers are rain dependent. Rain dependent means they wait for rainfall before they could plant. That is, if there's no rain, they cannot plant anything. And even now, even when there's that rain, if the rain is not sufficient enough, their crop will go bad. And that is exactly what we are facing right now. I don't want to divert again. That is called climate change. I will discuss that one or some other day, but let's just concentrate on irrigation today. So now, the rain has gradually reduced. As I'm speaking with you, I don't know about, like I said, I've excluded Lagos because Lagos is closer to the riverine area. I'm excluding some part in the southeast, like Akwa Ibom and those places that are also close to, some, I think they're close to, they have a cool climate. They might have rainfall more than the others. But everybody can testify that rain pattern has greatly reduced in so many places. How is this affecting the farm? It's affecting the farm in the sense that food production, food yield on the farm is going to be greatly affected. There's going to be massive scarcity of food. Yes, you will have money and you will not see that food produced to buy. Let's put it this way. The northerners are the major food producers of food. But quite unfortunately, herdsmen, bandits, whatever, Boko Haram, everything has taken over. So obviously, they can't produce as much as they have been producing before. I'm sure you guys also learn they are always killing farmers. Right now, I understand that farmers have to be settling bandits. They first have to go and work on bandit farm before they come back to their home farm. That's the system in the north. In some part of the north, yes. And then in some part, they have to pay ransom before they could cultivate food. You know what that means? If I pay ransom, cultivate food. Most farmers have abandoned the farm because they couldn't even cultivate. Now, in our own side there, people are still struggling to be on the farm. But the system, the rain pattern, which most countries have been informed about it before. They know there's climate change. Like I said, I don't want to go in depth into climate change explanation because I just decided to deal with irrigation. So what happened now is that my advice, what I came up with this, I went to some farms today. Like on my farm, I wanted to plow. I do irrigation, but because irrigation systems are so expensive, there's little you can't buy much of it to start a large farm, except you are one politician that have stolen some money, or you are those retired civil servants that have stolen some money. I'm being sincere and candid with you, because whenever we talk, some people will come and say Obasanjo is farming. No, Obasanjo is not a farmer. Obasanjo is a farmer. He converted from politics to farm. So he has stolen some money, has taken some money, and that's what he diverted into the farm. So you can't compare them to us that are struggling with the farm. Now let's come back. So on this issue, you find out that right now, as I'm speaking with you, 99% of farmers' crop are getting bad. They are getting bad because there's no rainfall. Even corn that is rugged is dying. I branched to a farm today. If you check my timeline, you will see the maize there. So a lot of farms, a lot of corn are dying. So eventually, and the rain is still not falling. There's still no rain. Yes, as in, this is how the rain has been falling. Each crop has the quantity of water that is required for them to grow. So the quantity of water that they are requiring to grow, if you manage to give them 75% or 50% of that, they will still survive. It's just that you, the farmer, is the one that will not have plenty or enough or as much as the harvest that you're supposed to have. But imagine a situation where the maize could hardly get 30% of what it's expecting. Do you know before, yam celebration, yam festival is always in July. As I'm speaking with you, it has started germinating. The yams are germinating, but there's no possibility that yam will be out even in August, September, because the yam has not seen rain in the soil. The yam, you know what I mean? Rainfall has been so scanty. Now, I'm not here to lament or to keep saying, okay, no. For the past 3 or 4 years, I've been shouting. If you're on my timeline, I've been shouting. There's climate change, rainfall is reducing every year, and people need to go into irrigation. And that's the topic I'm bringing. Now, I always also tell people, I said, look, if you have 10 acres, dedicate 1 acre to create rain harvesting. If you start this class with me, or you can watch the video, you find out I mentioned rain harvesting, the system the Israelites did, the system every other countries have adopted, leaving us behind in Africa. Normally, in most cases, it is government that do all these things for people. But unfortunately, let me say, we don't have a government that values agriculture or that want people to produce food. So because of this, individuals need to pick up your own cross and find a way around it. How do you pick up your own cross? If you have 10 acres, you can afford to have 10 acres of land. You can afford to run 20 acres of land. If you have 10 acres, dedicate 1 acre for it and use it to create rain harvesting. Rain harvesting is a system whereby you extract some spaces. When you extract that spaces, there's a system we do to it. I have this system and everything. People are using it in other African countries. You design a mini dam. Let me just say you create a mini dam for yourself on your farm. So that any little rain that falls, it go directly into that your mini dam and store it down for you, so that now that we are shouting no rainfall, this period, like this is how the rain works. It will fall for 2 days, and the 2 days it will just be small quantity. Then it will not fall again for 1 week. Then we'll be shouting drought. But do you know crop cannot? How many of us can stay 1 week without eating? The same thing with crop. So if you have a mini dam on your farm, a mini rain harvesting, now that the rain has stopped for 2 days, you just put your pumping machine and you wet your farm. You know what I mean? Then you stop again when the rains come. And that water you use from the rain harvesting, your mini dam, would replenish back once the rain comes. Because why would it replenish back? It will get filled back. Why? Because why you create it, there's something we watch when you are creating rain harvesting. It is called slope. You need to watch the slope, and slope means the lowest part of your farm. The lowest part of the farm is when water is falling, you notice that it's falling towards one side, it's flowing towards one side. It is that side. In most cases, that side will be waterlogged and whatever. That is the best place to create your rain dam, your rain harvesting. Those are the best of place to create your rain harvesting. So like I said, if you have 10 acres, create one rain harvesting. The water from that rain harvesting, you'll be using it to nurture the other 5 or 10 acres. Yes. There's a book I read. There's a farmer in, I can't remember, maybe Uganda or which other country, that excavated 1 hectare of land. And he used it to plant 6 hectares of land in dry season. Now we don't have dry season again. I don't know, like I said, Lagos is excluded because now people will start saying Lagos water rain is falling 3 days. Don't even mention it here. I'm excluding some part of the southwest. Then I can imagine now, when we are complaining of rainfall, what will happen in the northern part? That their normal rain starts in May. Our whole rain usually starts in March, but now in June we're still shouting. Their normal rain starts in May. Do you know what happened last year? Because there is climate change, everything has turned over. Nobody can predict where rain will fall or where rain will not fall like they used to predict before. So there was flooding in the northern parts, which has never happened before. I'm sure some of you read the news or you listened to it or whatever. There was serious flooding in the northern part last year, which has never happened because nobody can predict what is happening again. You know, that's due to the effect of climate change. Like I said, I'm not going to explain climate change today. Maybe one other day, if I have the time, I'll do that. So in essence, what I'm saying, you need to find a way to irrigate your farm. You need to find a way to find water, to get water to your farm. If you know you cannot do that, get clusters, form clusters in such a way that when rain is falling, form cluster in such a way that 5-6 of you, if you are in the same area and you have the same farmland, you can contribute money to do the excavation, to do the rain harvesting. So you see, there's a lot. And then when we talk of irrigation, I told you, when Israel have their irrigation system, they did not just, if you have rain harvester, you can't be using hand. You can't be doing hand wetting. Let me tell you the difference in hand wetting. If you want to hand wet your farm, the water you take, once you splash it on the soil, it will stay on the surface. To you, you think it's wet, but it will not get to the root of the plant, like when you use drip tapes and other tapes. You know what I mean? So you need to, that is where drip tapes irrigation comes in, as in the tape that we use. But like I'm telling, like I said, like today, somebody was discussing with me. I hope she will still watch this video. She was asking me that she wants to irrigation. I was telling her the likely price, because so far I'm not sure we've bought some drip this year, but you know, things keep increasing in price every day. So I told her, look, 1,000 meter. I just gave her an idea. I'm not here to tell you the price of irrigation. I'm not here to design irrigation system for you. I'm just telling you what you need to do. So now you need to find a way. If you create the rain harvesting, then you need to find a way to get drip system. Now, the advantage of drip system is that it drops water, beside the root of your plant, and it drop it gradually one by one. So as it's dropping, a drop of water that keeps dropping on a spot continuously, it will be going down deep, and it will eventually get to the root. It will be going down, and it will eventually get to the root. So that is rain harvesting. That is irrigation. So you see now, so that you won't be in that situation where farmers are in the situation, you won't be in that situation of farmers currently. Recently, there's a farmer close to us that would have lost 100 acres of farm. He has plowed, he has planted 100 acres of farm, and the possibility is that he might not even get 2-3 tons from that farm because rain did not fall properly. There's no plan or there's no plan or things for irrigation, and so the farm is going to waste. So please, don't dare go to farm if you don't have the irrigation system. Don't dare go to farm if you don't understand, if you don't provide water beside you. I've mentioned severally, I've told people about not using borehole. For us, I use borehole on my farm, but it's quite expensive. Let me gist you. Since Monday, on my farm, we have 3 generators. 3 that we use to power the farm. But since Monday, I have to go and be renting generators because I have to wait. Yet the gen are bad. I have to wait, and the gen is bad, and you know what I mean. And so I have to go and rent. They were renting gen for me 3,000 per day because I want to wait. So what I'm saying in essence is that you have to don't use borehole. If you are using borehole, if you already have borehole before, it's good for you. But if you don't have before, don't attempt using borehole for irrigation. So that is in essence, what I'm saying. Now, somebody is asking a question here. You are welcome. Somebody is asking a question here. They said, is it not suitable to have fish ponds close to farm like this? Okay. See, fish ponds, I don't know, how do I explain it? What quantity of water do you need in the fish pond? I don't understand how fish pond comes in here. Fish ponds, as I understand, how many water do you want to use in a fish pond that you can? I don't know. The questions, I don't know how you want me to explain. I honestly don't know. So now, somebody said, do we have nylon to cover the dam in order for the water not to sink? What kind of nylon? There's no nylon to cover the dam. That's why I just explained that. You need to look for I have just mentioned slope. For people that are just joining us, I mentioned something called slope. Slope means if you have a farm, you stay somewhere and look at it or you don't even need, when rain falls, look at the direction where the water falls through, the directions where the water passes through when rain is falling. So that's the the water will always go towards the lowest direction. As in the running water when rain falls will always go towards the lowest direction. That lowest direction is the end of the slope. It means your farm is sloping towards that side. So when you want to create a mini dam or a rain harvester, that's what we call it. You see, when I'm saying something here, please go on Google. Or is it Google or Google? Go on it. Type it out. Read more about it. Most of these things, I search for the information. I look for people that have practiced it, and you know what I mean. So please, you can read further on this thing. So it is the lowest part of the slope, and then it is that place you find out that most times water will be logging in that place, as in water there, and then if you go towards that place, it will look so soft, like a riverine area, as in the way what you understand, because that's the way water always stay. Anytime after the rain, water will stay longer in that place. So it is that specific place that the rain has chosen for itself that will now go and expand. Or for some of you that have a land that have little stream or little whatever on it, you just go there and expand it more. Because it's already the soil there has twisted itself, so it's able to hold water. So you just go to that kind of place, expand it more, create it, and you have your rain harvester. so that from there you just put a pumping machine, a mud pump, and you can pump water back into the farm, and you can lay your drip irrigation, and you can be wetting like what I explained. Now those 2 days or 3 days when the rain is not falling, those things can assist you, as in that water you stored. Like now, okay, rain has not fallen the last 1 week, farmers are shouting, everybody, even me, we're shouting. Today I was shouting because we didn't have generator to pump water, and I was telling the guy, go and borrow the gen from where we were borrowing, because all our gens, there's something about it. We bought a gen. I had not even written about it. We bought a generator March this year. It was in March or February, and it's bad now. Yeah, the gen is bad. It got bad in May. So we have so you understand the system we run in Nigeria. So because of that, you don't even farm if you don't have water system. You don't even attempt to start a farm, because honestly, you'll be losing a lot of money. Imagine the farmers I told you have 100 acres and everything, and I'm not sure what we harvest there this year. Now, farmers here right here have this mind that, okay, ọ̀run yàbọ̀ kì í ṣe ọ̀run ẹnìkan. Well, the heaven is falling. It's not going to be only me. We are plenty there. Since rain is not falling for me, it's not falling for everybody. So it is whatever we have, we sell. It's whatever we have that we'll take out. So, candidly, food scarcity is still... I'm not even bothered about food scarcity. I'm just bothered about, okay, guys, enough money that we are wasting on crop production. So that's why I brought out this afternoon. And like I told you, it's just a short period. If I have question, I will attend to it before I leave in the next 5-10 minutes. If I don't have question, I hope I've been able to enlighten some people on the next thing to do, on how to go about it, on how to save your cost in crop production. See, when I share things like this, you see, experience is the best teacher. So when I'm sharing some kind of information like this, you should know I'm going through the situation. I'm learning from it, and that's why I can share with you. So that is it. So please, if you have question, if there's no question, let's have a good day till when I choose to come again. Like I said, climate change, one of these days I'll take time to explain it, but honestly, for now, we are still trying to save our farm. So you are welcome. Thank you for watching.